Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. In today's video, I am going to be reviewing this Shark Duo Clean Lift Away Upright Vacuum with Self-Cleaning Brush Roll. It's model UV700. This vacuum features Duo Clean technology, a self-cleaning brush roll, anti-allergen, and HEPA filter. It's 13.3 pounds. It's a corded bagless vacuum. The normal price is $259.99 at Costco, and currently Costco is having a sale. It is $70 off from November 20th, 2020 through November 30th, 2020. So this was purchased at Costco. I'm particularly excited about this vacuum. Here's our old vacuum. This is an old cordless Hoover vacuum. It's also bagless. I am showing you the vacuum because I wanted to test out how this vacuum performed in comparison with this new Shark vacuum. So I'm going over my living room carpet, and our carpet has gotten progressively worse since we got a cat this year, and that's really what prompted me to want a new vacuum. I noticed that I would vacuum, I would sit on the carpet, and I would still get cat hair on my pants. So that was a very clear indication that this was not performing to my standards. What I was really excited about with the Shark vacuum was that it has that anti-allergen and HEPA filter, so dust and dirt isn't flying in the air as you're vacuuming. You'll see here I did get up a lot of cat hair from the living room carpet. I think a lot of surface level stuff came up with that old vacuum. So it's not that it doesn't work, but I just knew that it could perform better. I could find something that did a better job. And with the Black Friday sale on this vacuum, I couldn't pass it up. If you haven't already, if you're in the market for a new vacuum, I would watch Vacuum Wars. That channel is so satisfying and really entertaining to watch. He does super thorough vacuum reviews. I don't think that he has reviewed this specific vacuum, but he has reviewed plenty of upright Shark vacuums with the same anti-allergen and HEPA filter, and the same Duo Clean brush roll. So I would watch those to get a sense of whether this is a good fit for you. I also am really excited about these attachments. Our last Hoover vacuum, for whatever reason, the hose had hardly any suction power. The attachments did not work, so I wasn't able to get in any crevices or the fronts of the stairs. So it was really frustrating. So I'm really excited about those attachments. As you can see, this vacuum, even on my first pass with Use Your Air, was fairly easy to put together, and fairly easy to take apart for the lift away mode. So a lot of different functions with this. I went over my carpet, and you can see here there's a very convenient switch to go from carpet to hard floor. You don't have to change the brush head, but you just use that switch at the top of the vacuum. So I'm using it on carpet mode right now. And I will say right away, I noticed the difference in weight and maneuverability of this vacuum compared to my previous cordless vacuum that was a lot lighter. I think the main thing with this one wasn't necessarily the weight for me, but the suction power. You can see I barely pushed the vacuum at all, and it's already collecting dust and debris and dirt from the carpet. But with that suction power, it was definitely a bit harder to push across the carpet. I could feel that. My boyfriend tested it out a bit, and he right away said, oh, this is harder to push across the carpet. So keep that in mind. If you have dexterity issues or mobility issues, this might not be the vacuum for you. For me personally, that trade-off was well worth it. I want to deep clean my carpets and really get all of that dirt out of there. And with that suction power, you have that trade-off where it is a little bit heavier and it is harder to push. It's only a little over 13 pounds. It's 13.3 pounds. Like I said, not the heaviest thing, but you can definitely feel the difference compared to your average stick and cordless vacuum. And you'll see here, I go over the carpet and a lot comes out. This is the first pass. It's mostly fine dust and dirt. Some cat hair as well that was left over after using the old vacuum on the carpet. And I did a second pass and I got even more debris out of the carpet. I think this does particularly well with fine particles. I think a lot of this was carpet deodorizer that I used on the carpet. Bagless vacuums usually don't do too well with that. And you have to clean out the filter more often, which I did on our old vacuum whenever I used that. but it still didn't all come out. So I'm super glad that this vacuum is able to get those fine particles, and that the HEPA filter and anti-allergen seal prevents those particles from then going back into the air as I'm vacuuming. I don't have allergies, but if you have allergies, I think that this vacuum or this technology on any of the Shark vacuums that have it would really benefit you a lot. I'm also going over my stairs. I didn't go over them first with our old vacuum because at this point I already knew that this new vacuum performed much better than the old one. I am using the just regular base on the vacuum because I knew that these needed a really deep clean. Our old vacuum, I would go over the stairs as best as possible, but like I said, the attachments didn't work, so I wasn't able to get into those corners. The old vacuum really didn't get close to walls that much. And then also just didn't get up those fine particles as much as this vacuum obviously does. So I'm going over it. You can feel the weight, those 13.3 pounds. Definitely could feel that when I'm going over the stairs, but that's okay with me. The cord also, it gets in the way. Just like any corded vacuum, it's not quite as convenient as a cordless. But for me, that trade-off in the extra power was worth having that cord. So I'm okay with it. And it does have the lift away mode. So you'll see that I test it out later in the video. That's probably what I'm going to be using for just my daily cleaning on the stairs. I won't always have to lug this whole vacuum up and down the stairs, but for now, for that deep clean, I think it was so worth dragging it up and down the stairs to do that. And it got a lot out. I'll show you the dustbin after I'm done vacuuming, but it did get a lot out. Here's the lift away mode, really simple to use. This was my first time, and so, you know, even with getting used to it, it was still really easy. You can lift away that main dustbin, and you can use the attachments from there. And it's really easy to hold the dustbin while you're using those attachments. I will say it was there's a little bit of a learning curve getting used to just the angle that I was holding this attachment at, but after that, it was really easy to use. And like I said, easy to hold the dustbin, not a huge deal. You can attach these attachments to the hose directly, or you can also use the handle if you want those attachments to be a little bit longer so that you don't have to bend over. So that was really helpful as well. And I'm finally able to get the fronts of the stairs and in those little nooks and crannies that I wasn't able to get before. So our stairs are so much cleaner than they were with the old vacuum. Also, I tried out the dusting attachment, which I was super excited about using on our baseboards, particularly on the stairs. It just accumulates a lot of hair and dust. So I used this duster attachment. I dusted off the top of our liquor shelf, but I also used it on the stairway banister and the baseboards. Again, super easy to use. I attached it directly to the handle, but I could have attached it to the longer one as well if I didn't want to bend over, which I'm sure I will do eventually on our living room baseboards and our bedroom baseboards, so that I don't have to bend over so much. I tested it on hardwood floor. Our last vacuum would just spread around anything that I was trying to vacuum on hardwood floors, and this did not do that. I did use that little switch at the top of the vacuum to switch it to hardwood floor setting, and it was able to get everything up really easily. So I really enjoyed that. And then for the nooks and crannies underneath the appliances, I used the crevice tool attachment. And you'll see I used it on the handle rather than the longer handle rather than directly to the hose. So it's longer. I didn't have to bend over to get underneath those appliances or in those corners. One negative was that you can't keep the cord wrapped up if you're going to be using this longer handle for the attachments, which is a negative for me. When I'm working in small spaces, I like to have the cord wrapped up so it's not so much in my way, but I did have to take it off to use that attachment. Here's everything that I picked up, mostly on the stairs, but a little bit in the kitchen like you saw. And so it is quite a bit. Our house is much cleaner because of this vacuum, which I love. And like I said, with that hair and all of those allergens from the cat, this is going to be fantastic. I'm super excited about having this vacuum. I am going to show you the rollers. So none of the hair got trapped in the rollers. This is only one pass, so I'm going to need to give it some more thorough testing. Like I said, if you haven't already, watch Vacuum Wars because he tests these rollers thoroughly and they are really effective. This is our old vacuum. This is disgusting. This isn't after just one pass. I think it's after 2 or 3, but no more than 3 passes, and there is a ton of hair. I will say, even after one pass, there always would be a lot of my hair trapped in this roller. I have really long hair, and now on top of that, we have a cat. So this would always get tangled. So I think that's a huge improvement with this new vacuum. I love it a lot. And that's it for today's video. Please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you aren't already. Have a good one. Bye.